Hello guys, welcome back again to our nutrition management project by your girl Patience. So the course outline for this project, I'm going to present to you the term paper of my project, and it will include the introduction, background and motivation, AI methodology, AI model selection and optimization, and the rest also as shown. So our introduction, we are mainly going to focus on the keywords that are revolved around our project. So first of all, artificial intelligence. So what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence mainly deals with looking for solutions to problems for computers in a more human-like fashion. So our system here, it's going to solve issues in a way that you could also look at a problem. Then food recognition, the ability of our system to visualize images of food and understand. It looks at let's say rice, it says that's rice, it contains this and this and this and so on. Nutrition deficiency. So mainly our problem we are trying to solve in this project, it is about malnutrition, which is caused as a it is caused by deficiency of some nutrients in the body. Machine learning, here we shall train our system or train the models to adapt to the environment in a more human-like way. So background and motivation. So majorly, this project is background. It started with a class. They told us to look at our interests, and my interest as a person is obviously food. So I looked and meditated about like what problem is in the food area, and many of our infants, our elderly population and so on are facing this problem. They don't manage their nutrition, so it causes nutrition deficiencies, hence malnutrition of the body. And the motivation of this project, it is one of the cheapest and less intrusive ways to perform this monitoring through technological ways. The AI methodology, we first identify the problem and understood it thoroughly, and our problem is malnutrition, like I've explained. And the project majorly revolves around food and its nutrients. We managed to gather different information regarding different food values. The dataset description, first of all, there are factors we followed before I chose the datasets I used for this project. First of all, completeness of the dataset. The dataset should be able to provide complete information, complete details, should have a lot of features regarding our problem. And the relevance, like, is it reliable for our project? The usability, the dataset had to be easily understood by the users, and it had to have the good quality, obviously. So our dataset was got from Kaggle. Kaggle is mainly having many data sets. So out of the many, I managed to choose two data sets. That is the nutrition values for common foods and the cuisine data set. So these data sets have good features whereby they have quantities of the different food nutrients in the different recipes. Their quantities, the protein, the fats, percentages in those food values. So of which the ones we use, the ones the system is going to use to compare and see what is needed for the body and recommend you suitable a suitable recipe. So our AI methodology also, this is an image of the proposed system. So we shall have the users will register into the system or get authenticated. Then It will comprise of our trained model, and it's based on the convolutional neural network model. There is data augmentation. So also we know our system deals with images. It visualizes images of food and also the person in question. This word to vec, it's just mainly for textual processing. So it will process your text and embed it into the system. So you'll get the result of your recipe to take. The literature review for this project, majorly this system is to use supervised learning techniques, of which here we use structured data. So the methods we are to use here include neural networks, machine vision, decision trees, and Bayesian network. So the Bayesian network will be based on chances. It will look at the person's diet. What kinds of food does he or take? What are the nutrients in those food? So it will see the chances, the possibilities of a given nutrient lacking in that person's body according to the chances at which the food is taken. The decision trees, that one will just help us come up with the most optimal solutions to a given condition. Machine vision is mainly focusing on image processing. So we have the literature review, and here we are mainly looking at the literature gaps in the existing technologies, which include irrelevant input features present. So you look at certain systems, they are lacking the input features, maybe cameras that can scan and visualize. The data preparation and pre-processing is also a challenge in the existing technologies. Chances of getting precise information regarding data sorting is very low. Food recognition, yes, most systems are having problems comparing food recipes, which are a combination of similar food types. Maybe you can find portion beans, then portion groundnuts. So the systems face challenges in recognizing the nutrients in those food types. Selection of a desirable data set in line with the problem. Missing data is also a challenge. Then also image processing, whereby we are still finding issues to come up with models that can process images accurately the way a human brain can. The way you look at a cat and know that that's a cat, and a tiger, you know that's a tiger. So those are some of the challenges we are facing also. So in this system, these are the contributions regarding the gaps. So we chose missing data, which is dealt with by performing what we call data cleaning of our data sets, selection of a desirable data set. So here we looked in the different websites and came up with a good data set from Kaggle. There is introduction of machine vision, which is being improved to help with the food recognition problem, and a lot of training through the different AI data exploratory methods of the models. So data preparation and exploratory, here we perform data cleaning, of which we had to remove the duplicated information in our tables. We had to remove spaces or the null spaces and we came up with data like you can see in the sample table here. The box plots, we came up with the heat maps. Here the heat map is showing the different relationships between the fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. So at some point, you can see that the fats are related to the proteins through that color purple. Proteins are there at the 1.0 degree. So that's some of the techniques we use during the data exploratory. There are outliers and so many stuff. So the AI model selection and optimization, we had to come up with parameters of which these models are contributing to the project. So we have the neural networks model, we have the linear regression, we have the decision trees, the super vector machine, and the naive Bayes. The linear regression is a predictive model. So it predicts what is going to be, it looks at the previous occurrences and is able to analyze and predict what can we expect to see in the near future. We have the machine vision. Machine vision, like I said, it's based on image processing. We have decision tree model. That one is based on coming with the most optimal solution to a problem. Naive Bayes is a probability-based model. So the AI accountability and explainability. The data in the dataset should be easily understood by the users to ensure that the system does not make wrong outputs. So if a user wrongly understands the system, the user is in position of making wrong use of the system, and thus it can result into harm of other people or more so. And who is accountable? Who is accountable to the wrong output of this? Majorly the programmers, and also the system. We are going to make sure we get a legality through the laws for its existence. So also the law shall be accountable to this project. Results and discussion. So we managed to carry out some research. So it is majorly depending on the urban and rural people, and of which we are looking at the infants, the youths, and the elderly. So we are having the percentages of the different foods in their bodies, or the food intake, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. So like the table you've seen, it simply shows the results we obtained from the research during the project, and it shows the different percentages of the intake of the different food types. So you can see that people in the rural areas are the ones that are having good eating habits, because people in the urban areas mainly take in fats which are so dangerous to the body, but people in the rural areas tend to balance their food nutrients. So this project is going to be majorly focusing on the urban people to help them maintain or monitor their eating habits. So we managed, these are some of the links taking you to the data sets I chose, and I managed to upload my code, or the working code for this system, to Kaggle, and that is the link you will also obtain from the term paper. So the conclusion: nutrition management project together with artificial intelligence and machine learning through deep learning is to help monitor the eating habits of different people. The future works, we shall have to improve on the image processing because it's still an issue to the system. Acknowledgements, gratitude goes to Mr. Galiwango. Thank you so much for introducing us to these projects. At least I've attained some skills. And to you, my viewers, thank you for the support. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for the guidance you've also lured unto me. Some of the references, because during the project we managed to go through other people's articles, other people's journals concerning related problems, and that's why I managed to gather all this information and added and topped it up onto mine. Thank you so much. This is the end of my presentation. Enjoy your time.